Welcome back to Sparkle and Shine, where we dive deep into tips and tricks to keep your home fresh, clean, and stress-free. I'm Layla, and today we're tackling a common problem that many of us have faced at least once: a dreaded wine spill on the carpet. Parties, gatherings, and celebrations are never quite complete without a glass of wine, but when that glass accidentally spills onto your carpet, it can turn into a real nightmare. Fear not, because we've got some foolproof, expert-backed solutions to help you get that wine stain out and restore your carpet to its former glory. In today's episode, I'll walk you through 5 simple steps to make that stain disappear, plus a few extra tips along the way. So, without further ado, let's dive right in. Picture this. You're hosting a great party. The music is bumping, everyone's having fun, and then it happens. Party foul. Someone spills red wine on your carpet. A chill runs down your spine as you watch the glass tip over the edge of the table and all that wine spills out onto your carpet, and you imagine the damages that it's going to cause. But it doesn't have to be so bad. If you act quickly and follow these simple steps, you can save your carpet from becoming a permanent reminder of this mishap. So, let's get started with step number 1. The very first thing you want to do is blot the stain. Not rub, but gently blot with paper towels or a clean cloth. This step is crucial in absorbing as much of the wine as possible. If the stain has dried, no worries. You can dampen it slightly with water and then blot. The quicker you act, the easier the removal process will be. One thing I want to mention here is you'll notice we said blot several times. Blot is the action of taking your towel and pressing firmly over the spot. This will lift the liquid without spreading it. If you rub, scrub, press hard, and move the towel all over the place, you're going to end up spreading that stain further, and that's really going to cause more damages than if you just blotted up the liquid. So be very, very conscientious of just pressing firmly into the spot with your towel and pulling up as much liquid as possible. Step 2. Now you've pulled as much liquid as you can out. But before you move on, take a quick look at the label or care instructions for your carpet. This will tell you if it's safe for water-based cleaning. You want to look for a W or a W/S code, which indicates that you can proceed with water-based methods. If the label suggests otherwise, it might be best to call in a professional to avoid any damage. For example, rugs made of banana silk typically are not recommended for water-based cleaning. So you would refer to a professional, ask them how to do it, have them come and perform the cleaning for you or do the spot treatment, whatever you name it, but always, always, always check the carpet's label before you do any kind of care. So now you've checked the label, you've confirmed water is fine. Here's a trick that many people swear by. It's our step number 3, club soda. Once you've blotted the excess wine, pour some club soda over the stained area. You'll start to see the stain lifting almost immediately. Continue to dab with a paper towel, repeating as necessary, until the stain is gone. It's like magic in a bottle. If you don't have club soda, white wine, believe it or not, can also do this kind of action. Now, if you don't have club soda or white wine on hand, don't worry. You can use a mixture of vinegar and dish soap. This is step 4. Mix 1 part of white distilled vinegar with 2 parts of water and put it in a spray bottle. Spray the stain, let it soak for a minute, then blot it with a clean cloth. Vinegar helps break down the wine pigments. Once you've tackled the stain with vinegar, follow up with a mixture of water and a few drops of colorless dish soap. This will help to eliminate any lingering residue. As always, remember to blot, not rub, to avoid spreading the stain. Also note we said colorless dish soap. On my own sink, I have blue soap because I like the color blue. I would not recommend using blue soap for something like this when you're trying to remove a stain. Always try to go for colorless dish soap and just a couple drops. Less is more in this case. And then finally, after you've done all the hard work of actually removing the stain, it's time to rinse away any leftover cleaning agents. Grab a clean cloth, dip it in cool water, and gently dab the area to lift any soap or vinegar residue. Then allow the area to fully dry. And that's it. Now, you might be wondering if there's any leftover odor from the wine. If you notice a lingering scent, there's an easy fix for that too. After cleaning the stain, sprinkle a good amount of baking soda over the area. And when I say good amount, I mean make sure there's a little pile. You don't want to leave any excess spaces where the fibers are visible. And let it sit for a few hours to absorb any odors, then simply vacuum it up. You'll be left with a fresh smelling, clean carpet once again. So why do these methods work in the first place? The science behind it is actually quite simple. Wine stains are acidic, and both club soda and vinegar are gentle cleaning agents that help neutralize the acids in wine, breaking down the pigments that cause those stubborn stains. The blotting technique ensures that you're lifting the stain, not spreading it further, and the dish soap helps to remove any leftover residue that could attract dirt. This last point, I kind of want a foot stomp. You'll notice sometimes if you use your own at-home carpet cleaner, if you have another, if you have a carpet cleaning company come out and they use maybe too much soap or don't rinse enough, or if you're doing it on your own and you don't do enough rinsing passes, for example, you might notice that your carpet gets dirtier faster. And that's because leftover soap residue attracts dirt. So rinsing is incredibly important at the very end to make sure that you protect and maintain your carpets even better than you left them. Here's a couple other tips to keep in mind. Always test any cleaning solution on a small hidden area of your carpet to make sure it won't cause any discoloration. Some solutions and some carpet fibers are a little bit more delicate or a little bit more harsh, depending on what you're doing. So we always recommend whatever thing you're doing, try it on a small edge or a hidden area so that you're not damaging the carpet in the middle and you're not going to constantly be staring at that. Usually these methods will work without any issue, but it does not hurt to check, because the one time you don't check is the one time it's going to cause a problem. 2, if the stain is particularly large or deep, don't hesitate to reach out to a professional carpet cleaner to ensure no damage to your carpet. If the stain was quick and you got to it right away and it didn't soak and absorb deep into the carpet fibers, you can most likely manage it on your own. But in the instance that it's soaked deep inside or you have a very high pile rug, it's sometimes hard to clean up all of that area with blotting alone. That's when you would reach out to a professional carpet cleaner and ask for a little bit more help. And finally, as I mentioned before, speed is your best friend when it comes to dealing with any spill. The quicker you act, the better your chances of removing the stain completely. That implies, picking up the glass before the entire glass spills over, or blotting up as quickly as possible, vacuuming as quickly as possible, so on and so forth. The quicker you manage that stain, the less likely it is to set into the fibers. So now let's answer some common questions about removing wine stains from carpets. What if the wine has dried? If the wine has dried, there's a simple solution. Dampen the area with a bit of water before blotting. The water will help to rehydrate the wine and the stain and make it easier to lift out. Now note, because it has dried, some of the color pigments might stay stuck in the fibers, but you'll be able to get quite a fair amount of that wine stain out just with rehydrating it alone. Can I use baking soda alone to remove the stain? Baking soda is an effective odor removal tool, but it is not usually ideal for lifting a stain. For best results, you'll want to use your vinegar or club soda method that we mentioned before. Then use the baking soda if you notice any odor left behind. You'll also note that baking soda is a top-notch method for managing pet stains. That's because, again, baking soda pulls out liquid and it pulls out smell. So if you have a pet stain and you pour baking soda on top of it, it's a great way to manage that. But in the terms of like a wine spill, you're gonna have to do some other things to remove the stain before you can manage the smell. And the last question I have is it safe to use these methods on any type of carpet? As I mentioned before, always, always, always check your carpet's care label before you apply any cleaning solution. If your carpet isn't water safe, it's best to contact a professional. The professionals like JP Carpet Cleaning Expert Floor Care have the tips, tricks, equipment, products, experience to handle any kind of stain, spill, spot, whatever you name it. And if you're not sure how to handle it, reach out to a to a professional. They know what they're doing, they have a little bit more experience, and they should be able to help. So that's all I have for today's episode of Sparkle and Shine. With these 5 simple steps, you can handle wine stains with confidence and keep your carpet looking as good as new. If you enjoyed today's tips, don't forget to subscribe for more cleaning hacks and home care advice. And remember, if you're ever in doubt or dealing with a particularly stubborn stain, the experts at JP Carpet Cleaning Expert Floor Care are always just a phone call away. Thanks for tuning in. And until next time, keep your home sparkling and stress-free. As always, keep shining.